My name is Teresa Langford. I'm 34, the kind of woman people call dependable, quiet, careful, too accommodating for her own good. I married into the Whitlocks, one of Charleston's old money families, and I've spent the last 6 years learning how to smile politely while being slowly erased. I don't come from legacy or power, just a modest background, raised by a single mother who taught me that survival meant staying small. Compared to the Whitlocks, I've always been the outsider, the afterthought. Brady, my husband, was the only one who ever made me feel like I belonged. At least I thought he did. Now, as I stand alone in a cold mansion on Thanksgiving morning, holding a note that says he's gone on a cruise with another woman, I realize this isn't just betrayal, it's strategy. He didn't leave me. He removed me. The front door creaked open like a sigh, the kind that came after a lie. The air was still. Too still. No scent of cinnamon, no roasted turkey, no sound of clinking dishes or laughter echoing down the hall. Just silence. The kind that settles after the execution. The foyer was colder than I remembered. My boots echoed across the marble like I didn't belong here anymore. A note sat on the console table. Printed. No handwriting. No signature. Gone on a cruise with Hannah. You'll take care of Victor. Happy Thanksgiving. B. My fingers went numb. I scanned it again. And again. I didn't even put down my bag. I just stood there, chest tight, eyes dry, brain stuttering. Hannah. The name came like acid in the back of my throat. His colleague. His just a friend. His excuse to work late, take weekend trips, answer calls in the bathroom. There was movement at the end of the hall. A slow, dragging step. Victor. Brady's stepfather. He stood in the shadows like a still from a horror film. Tall. Thin. Dressed in his usual beige cardigan, holding that goddamn cane like a prop. His voice creaked like the house. You're late, he said. I wasn't invited. I replied, voice thin. He tilted his head. None of us were. He planned this. For months. The kitchen was colder than the foyer. The fridge hummed, half open, revealing 2 eggs, a bottle of expired milk, and a moldy slice of cheddar. No turkey. No pies. Not even a can of cranberry sauce. Victor lowered himself into a kitchen chair without asking. They left Tuesday, he muttered. Early. Before sunrise. Elaine drove. Hannah brought champagne. Wait, I said, spinning around. How do you? They didn't hide it from me. They just assumed I'd forget. He tapped the side of his temple. But I never forget what matters. I paced. Fast. Called Brady. Voicemail. Again. Nothing. Opened Instagram. Just in case. And there it was. A story. Bright and cheerful. Brady, in a linen shirt, sunglasses on, arm wrapped around Hannah. The ocean behind them. Champagne in hand. Her laugh paused mid-frame. Caption. New beginnings, palm trees, sun, bottle with popping cork, Caribbean cruise, family time. Family. I almost dropped the phone. Victor sipped black coffee. I hadn't even seen him brew it. Thought you should know, he said. They emptied the joint accounts, too. What? Bank statement came yesterday. I keep an eye, even if they think I can't see past the porch. I opened the banking app. $6.37. I blinked. No mistake. 80 grand. Gone. My thumb hovered over the screen. He took it. He actually took it. For the house. I whispered. For the life. Victor said flatly. They don't want you in it anymore. I opened my suitcase. Wanted to check my charger. But there was something new in there. A USB stick. Label. CQ 11/3. I hadn't packed that. I never owned it. It sat there like a threat. Or a clue. Victor coughed from behind. You should be careful where you step, he said. You're not in your house anymore. You're in theirs. They didn't just leave me. They erased me. The kitchen lights buzzed faintly. Cold light. Not enough to warm the room or my hands. I stared at the USB. My thumb itched. Curiosity always feels like danger when you're alone. I plugged it into Brady's laptop. The screen lit up, black background, a single file. Estate underscore reallock underscore whitlock underscore CQ11 underscore 3 PDF. My pulse ticked up. I clicked. Encrypted. Password protected. 3 guesses. Or the file deletes itself. I didn't guess. I closed it fast, pulled the drive out, slid it into my jacket. Something wasn't right. Something was staged. No one hides something that simple unless it's explosive. Back in the foyer, I pulled out my phone. Banking app.
Fingerprint login.
It buzzed twice. Glitched once. Balance, $6.37. I froze. We had 80 grand in savings. Brady and I. For the house. For the future.
Gone.
Not moved. Not transferred. Emptied. I checked history. 2 withdrawals.
Same day.
From a local branch in Myrtle Beach. 3 days ago. 2 transactions, $78,000 and $1,960. Just under federal reporting thresholds.
Clean.
The bastard did this right before he left. People don't vanish with your money by accident. They plan it. They rehearse it. I called the bank. Long wait. A woman picked up, polite but firm. I'm sorry, ma'am, but your name is no longer listed on the joint account. It was removed by the primary holder on November 14th. 1 week before Thanksgiving. I never signed off on that. There's a notarized form on file. With your signature. My mouth went dry. I had never been to a notary this year. Not for a bank. Can I request a copy? You'll need to file a subpoena. Subpoena. The word felt like a slap. I hung up.
Sat down.
Couldn't feel my legs. The floorboards creaked behind me. Victor. Don't trust anything with his signature, he said. He learned from Elaine. That woman could forge a will blindfolded and make you thank her for it. My mouth opened. Nothing came out. Victor stepped closer. He was holding a manila envelope. Found this behind the fridge magnets. Wasn't meant for you. He dropped it in my lap. Walked away. Inside. Printed documents. Property titles. Legal disclaimers. My name on a few. Typed clean. Forged. Assignment of marital assets. He'd signed over everything. To himself. And used my name. I called Cal. Old friend. Lawyer. Loyal, at least until now. Teresa, she answered, breathless. I saw the post. I've been meaning to call. Are you? I need help, I said. Legal.
Fast.
What's happening? He stole our savings, removed my name from everything, and forged my signature. Silence. Then, I'll need to see what you have. Don't email anything yet. You never know who's watching.
Her tone changed.
Sharper. Defensive. I heard shuffling on her end. Voices in the background. Where are you? I asked. Another pause. Then a lie, home. But she wasn't. She never paused unless she had to choose between 2 versions of a truth. Night fell too fast. Charleston gets dark early in November. The kind of darkness that looks staged like a set piece lit wrong. I paced in the upstairs study. The one Brady called his thinking space. It was spotless. Too spotless. 3rd drawer.
Locked.
I pried it open with a letter opener. Inside, a second phone. Old model.
Cheap.
Disposable. I turned it on. 5 messages. Most recent. Phase 3 complete. She won't know until it's too late. Before that. Flight booked. 11:30 a.m., no contact after Tuesday. She asked about the savings again. Tell her the cruise was your mother's idea. Frame it soft. CQ safe. Will be erased after the transfer. My chest tightened. Phase 3? How many phases were there? I ran downstairs. Outside.
Porch.
Street empty. Too empty. Then I saw it. Parked across the street. Black SUV. Tinted windows. Engine humming. A man in the driver's seat. Staring straight ahead. Not texting. Not talking. Just waiting. Victor appeared beside me. Like he always knew the cues. They've been here since Wednesday, he said. 1 in the morning. 1 at night. Shift work, like clockwork. I stepped back. You didn't think to tell me? He shrugged. You weren't ready. I looked at him. Really looked. He wasn't confused. He wasn't frail. He was watching me. All this time. Victor stepped closer. They're not just leaving you, Teresa, he said. They're making sure you can't follow. They didn't vanish. They staged a goddamn heist. I didn't sleep. Couldn't. My body laid still, but my mind ran like it owed something. I watched the ceiling shift with headlights. Every 10 minutes. The SUV was still there. They weren't just watching. They were waiting for something. Or someone. By sunrise, I was dressed and out the door.
No makeup. No brace.
Just movement. Rental car, gone. I walked 2 blocks to where I'd parked it. Vanished. I called the company. Reservation was canceled by the account holder. I didn't cancel anything. It was done via the app. Logged in through your device. I checked my phone. Sure enough, app login. 2:47 a.m. Someone had used my account.
My phone.
While I was asleep, or thought I was. Nothing was mine anymore. Not even my name. People say identity theft is about money. They're wrong. It's about erasure.
Ivar fast.
Cut across streets without looking. Every reflection in glass made my spine twitch. I called Cal again. Teresa, she said, voice low. Are you in your office? A beat too long.
No. Why?
Because I'm walking past it right now. And your lights are on. More silence. I didn't think you'd. Look, I need to call you back. I need the truth now, Cal. Not when it's convenient. She whispered. You don't want to do this over the phone. I'm already in it. I'm drowning in it. A click. Disconnected. I stared at the phone. Then at her window. Silhouette. 2 people. One taller. One her. A man in a navy blazer. He turned. Brady. I stepped back. Breath stuck in throat. Brady was here? In Charleston? Not on a cruise? I moved. Fast. No plan. Just instinct. Turned down an alley. Pressed against brick. Heart banging like a fire alarm. Called Cal again. Voicemail. Then a buzz. Unknown number. One text. You're late to your own funeral. My fingers went ice cold. Back at the house, Victor stood in the hallway, holding a small box. Someone dropped this off while you were out, he said. Who? No name. Just left it on the porch. Knocked once. Didn't wait. I opened it. A broken watch. Brady's. The one I gave him for our anniversary. Scratched face. Blood on the strap. Or something like blood. Time's running out, Victor said. I ran to the study. That USB had more to say. Plugged it in again. Ignored the password. Opened another folder. Hidden. Encrypted video file. I hit play. Blurry footage. Brady. Sitting in a lawyer's office. Talking fast. Nervous. Sweaty. Beside him, a woman. Face angled away. She turned. Maeve. My sister. Estranged for 5 years. After the breakdown. After she disappeared into silence. Now beside my husband. Now speaking my name. Once she signs the transfer of power, she can't undo it, Maeve said. Guardianship is legal.
Permanent.
She gets Victor. We get free. Brady nodded. It's what she's good at.
Caretaking.
She won't fight it. Maeve smiled. That same smile from when we were kids. When she'd break something of mine and act like it was an accident. She never saw it coming. I froze. My throat burned. Everything stung. They were leaving me with Victor to cut legal ties. If I signed off on guardianship, if I accepted the role, they could wash their hands of responsibility. The state couldn't chase them for medical debts, family duty, inheritance questions. They wanted me buried under paper. Not just gone.
Owned.
I heard movement upstairs. Footsteps. Not Victor's. I moved quick. Quiet. Held my breath. Climbed the back stairs. Landing.
Hall.
My bedroom door, cracked open. I'd left it closed. I pushed slowly. Empty. But something was wrong. The window was ajar. Curtains fluttered. On the floor, a photo.
Me.
In my pajamas. From last night. Taken through the glass. I stumbled back. Someone had been here. While I slept. I grabbed the photo. On the back, a message, scrawled in black Sharpie. This is Mercy. You don't want to see phase 4. This wasn't a betrayal. It was a blueprint. By dawn, I wasn't scared. I was surgical. Fear is what they expect. Strategy is what they don't survive. I brewed coffee strong enough to punch through drywall. Victor watched from the hallway, leaning on his cane like a sentry carved in grief. You look different, he said. I woke up. He smiled. That'll be their mistake. I called Juno McCall, ex-cop turned private investigator. We weren't friends, but she owed me a favor, one she didn't like to remember. Where's Brady? I asked. Thought he was on a boat. Wrong ocean. 2 hours later, she sent me photos. Brady, Charleston, with Maeve, hand in hand, in front of a title office, signing something. Notarized. Stamped. Legal. Juno added one more line. They're back in 2 days. To finish the handover.
Cut scene.
I stormed the attic. Pulled out every document I could find. Tax forms. Marriage certificate. Power of attorney papers. Then I found it. Hidden behind a painting of Brady's grandmother. A small fireproof safe. Combination lock. 4 digits. Brady always used the same code. Our wedding date. Backwards.
Click.
Inside, a sealed manila envelope. Private transfer, December 1st. I opened it. Language was dry, but the meaning screamed. They were transferring ownership of Victor's estate to a private trust in the Caymans, with me listed as the primary beneficiary and sole guardian responsible for medical debts, long-term care, and legal liability. They weren't just stealing money. They were transferring burden. Victor wasn't their problem anymore. He was mine. Legally.
Permanently.
They're making you the bodyguard for a man they already buried, I muttered. Victor entered. Quiet. Measured. I didn't ask for this, I said. No one ever does. I'm not your shield. No, he said. You're their shield. His voice cracked then. Just a little. Enough. I told them no, he said, when they came to me with the papers. But I'm old, Teresa. I don't scare them anymore. I held up the documents. Well, they should be scared now. That night, I rigged the house. Old security systems still worked if you knew the backdoor code.
Cameras. Meek fees.
I set up motion triggers at every entry point. Cut the main Wi-Fi. Set up my own network.
Ghosted. No one in.
No one out. Not without me seeing. Victor watched from the staircase. Planning something?
Va.
He nodded. About damn time. The next morning, I met with a journalist. Local paper.
Small.
Hungry. I gave her pieces. Names. Titles. Hints. Not the full story.
Not yet.
You don't throw all your grenades at once. She said. Why now? Because I stopped asking for permission. Back home, I noticed the study wall was humming.
Soft.
Like static. I followed it.
Knocked.
A hollow sound. I pried the panel open with a letter opener. Behind it, a small black camera. Wired.
Live.
Streaming. I yanked it down. Checked the base. Not from a home system. Not from mine. Attached was a transmitter. For G uplink. They weren't just watching. They were broadcasting. I grabbed my laptop. Traced the signal. Encrypted. But the server IP pointed to one thing. The Whitlock Foundation. Front for the family's charitable real estate holdings. Victor saw the screen and turned pale. They used that fund to bury 3 lawsuits last year, he whispered. One of them was about a woman like you. Like me? Too loyal. Too late. I sat back. The USB. The forged documents. The fake guardianship. It wasn't just Brady. It wasn't even just Maeve. This was legacy-level deception.
Multigenerational theft.
Old money doesn't die. It evolves. Brady wasn't the mastermind. He was the front. I heard the mail slot clatter. Footsteps receding. I grabbed the envelope. Inside, a photo.
Me.
Standing in the kitchen that morning. Taken from across the street. Behind the photo, one line. They're not running anymore. They're coming back. To finish it. Thanksgiving Eve. The mansion was silent again. But this time it was bait. I moved through the halls like muscle memory. Cameras hidden in sconces. Microphones beneath baseboards. I rigged the back door with a magnetic delay, 3-second buffer before the lock triggered. Just enough time to trap them. War doesn't always come with explosions. Sometimes it's a hallway lined with shadows and a woman who's done being the quiet one. I left the front door unlocked. Made it look like I left in a hurry. Coat tossed on a chair, keys visible, suitcase by the stairs. Let them believe I ran. Let them walk in like they owned it. And then watch them realize I'd finally started playing by their rules. 11:12 p.m. The security feed pinged. Motion at the gate. 2 figures. Brady and Maeve. Brady looked older. Not tired, drained. The kind of face people wear when they know the truth is coming for them. Maeve? She smiled like a sermon. I watched her step out of the SUV like royalty returning to take back her crown. They didn't knock. They didn't hesitate. They walked straight in. The door slammed shut behind them. Lock engaged. I watched from the upstairs hallway, behind a one-way mirror we'd installed last spring. Brady paused. Looked around. Something was off. He felt it. Maeve didn't care. "She's gone," she said. "Told you she would be." Brady didn't answer. He walked toward the study. Maeve followed. I clicked the intercom. "Welcome home." Brady froze.
Maeve spun.
"What the hell?" "You planned this for months," I said, voice calm through the speaker. "I only needed 3 days." Cutscene. Maeve ran toward the back door. It didn't open. She slammed her fist into the keypad.
Locked.
Brady tried the window. Shutters sealed. The system worked. Victor appeared in the hallway, slow, steady. "I told you," he said. "She's not like the others." Maeve turned on him, venom in her voice. "You're senile. You don't even know what's happening." "I know what betrayal smells like," Victor replied. "It smells like your perfume." I moved downstairs, silent. Stepped into the dining room. Brady saw me first. His mouth opened.
Closed.
"You're making a mistake," he said. "I made one. 6 years ago. I didn't want this. But you did it." Maeve pulled a gun. Small. Concealable. She pointed it at me with the kind of ease only learned through repetition. "You think this is about love?" she asked. "It never was." "Then why are you here?" "To remind you I'm not a footnote."
Twist.
Victor stepped behind her. Pulled a blade from inside his cane. Pressed it to her neck. "Drop it." She froze. The gun hit the floor. "I loved you," Maeve whispered, not to Victor.
To me.
"You loved control." She blinked. And that was the real confession. We tied them. Zip ties. Chair legs. Brady tried again. "I didn't know. Not all of it." She. "Stop," I said. "You were never a victim. You were just a coward with a witness." I opened the safe again.
Pulled out the drive.
Plugged it into the wall-mounted screen. The video played. Brady. Maeve. Lawyer. Every word. Every signature. Every lie. Brady crumbled. Maeve? She watched it like a rerun. "I knew you'd find it," she said. "That's why I made more." She smirked. "There's more?" "Not for you. For them." She nodded toward the window. I checked the camera feed. Black SUV.
Gone.
In its place, a white van. News logo on the side. My stomach flipped. The reporter I'd tipped off. They were outside.
Live.
Broadcasting. I turned to Maeve. "What did you send them?" Everything, she said. With a twist. I moved toward the monitor. Refreshed the news site. And there it was. Breaking headline. Whitlock heiress caught in inheritance fraud. Whistleblower or mastermind? She didn't want my money. She wanted my name, my life. Morning light cut through the broken blinds like blades. The house smelled like old bourbon, gun oil, and sweat. It didn't feel like victory. It felt like aftermath. Maeve was gone. Vanished in the chaos. No body.
No esplas.
Just ripples. Brady sat in cuffs, eyes vacant. No more lies in him. Just rot. Outside, sirens blared soft in the distance. Police tape fluttered like yellow whispers. I stood in the living room, barefoot, watching a local reporter wrap her segment live. A web of forged documents, offshore accounts, and family betrayal unraveled by Teresa Langford, the woman the Whitlocks never saw coming. A beat later, my phone vibrated. Juno. She's not on any flight logs, she said. No border crossings.
No trace.
Because she never left, I replied. She's hiding. Watching. Predators don't run. They wait. At the station, I gave my statement.
Clean. Precise. No embellishment. Facts.
Timestamps. Evidence. I turned in the USB. The hidden footage. The paper trail. I told him everything. Almost. By sunset, I was back at the house. Alone. Victor had been moved into temporary care. State-funded, thanks to my testimony. His record wiped clean. I was never the monster they painted, he told me before they wheeled him out. No, I said. Just the one they buried next to their guilt. He'd smiled at that. You know what they say. Family is who you survive with, not who you're born to. I cleaned the blood myself. Ripped out the security system. Every wire. Tore down the mirror. Reclaimed the silence. Then I lit a fire in the old stone hearth. Burned every Whitlock file I could find. One by one. Inheritance statements. Letters. The photo of Brady and me in Florence. Her signature on our marriage certificate. All of it. Some ghosts deserve smoke. Thanksgiving dinner was ramen and red wine.
No parade. No speeches.
Just me. A plastic fork. The news still playing on mute. I watched my name scroll across the bottom ticker like a headline I didn't recognize. Teresa Langford, the heiress they tried to erase. I wasn't their heiress. I was my own. By midnight, the house was dark. I stood at the balcony, overlooking the street where it all began. Where they parked.
Watched.
Recorded. Nothing moved. But my gut knew better. No story ends clean. Just quieter. Then the buzz came. Blocked number. Voicemail dropped. No words. Just breathing.
Long.
Slow. Deliberate. She was still out there. She always would be. I turned off the phone and whispered to the night, next Thanksgiving, I'll be ready. Because some seasons don't end. They circle back. And next time, I won't be waiting. I'll be hunting.